Singapore has set up a new unit in the Foreign Affairs Ministry to build capabilities and know-how in other countries. It is how the country will play its part towards a stable and inclusive global environment. And this includes pushing for deeper regional cohesion and integration within ASEAN and strengthening its global network of partners. Jeraldine Yap with more.
As ties between the US and China continue to fray, Prime Minister Lawrence Wong says a new global order will eventually emerge, one that is likely to be more multipolar, less coordinated and more contested. And despite being a small state, Mr. Wong says Singapore is not without agency and cannot afford to be a passive bystander in this evolving landscape. He says the country will contribute actively to the stewardship of the global commons. One way to do this is by supporting other countries in their developmental journey through training programs and study visits to help them build human capital. Mr. Wong cited the Singapore Cooperation Program, which he says has benefited more than 155,000 officials from over 180 countries, territories and intergovernmental organizations. He says Singapore will do more in these challenging times with a new Development Partnership Unit in the Foreign Affairs Ministry to coordinate efforts and focus on areas where the country can make a meaningful impact.
We will continue to focus on Southeast Asia, which is our region, but we will also set aside more resources for partners further afield in Africa, the Middle East, Latin America, the Pacific, and the Caribbean. And we will expand our work in new domains like the digital economy and renewable energy. And through these efforts, we hope to be a responsible stakeholder that helps shape a more stable, resilient, and inclusive global environment.
Within the region, Mr. Wong says Singapore will champion deeper regional cohesion and integration within ASEAN. He's urging the regional bloc to accelerate its integration efforts in areas like tariff elimination and the ASEAN power grid.
When Singapore takes over the ASEAN chair in 2027, which will also mark ASEAN's 60th anniversary, we will use the opportunity to deepen regional integration and ensure that ASEAN remains a vital and credible anchor for peace and prosperity in Asia.
And the push for greater collaboration doesn't stop with just Singapore's closest neighbours.
Over the past week, I've spoken with counterparts from Malaysia, Japan, New Zealand, the UK, and the EU. We represent different countries across different regions, but we all agreed on one thing. The world needs more cooperation, not less. And we must not retreat into protectionism or isolationism.
From greater collaboration between the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership and the European Union to deeper strategic partnerships with like-minded countries and new diplomatic missions in Africa and Latin America. These are some of the steps Mr. Wong says Singapore is taking to navigate an increasingly fragmented and turbulent world.
Mr. Wong also says that Singapore's survival and success will now depend not just on the actions of its leaders or diplomats abroad, but also on all Singaporeans. But unlike 60 years ago, he believes this small country with no natural resources is now stronger and more resilient.
In the last 60 years, Prime Minister Lawrence Wong says Singapore has found innovative ways to overcome its lack of critical resources and built up its financial reserves to provide a cushion in times of crises. The country has also built up a strong and effective armed forces and home team to defend itself. All these have helped Singapore become stronger and more resilient. Singaporeans, Mr. Wong says, are also now more well-informed, and they want to know how the country will be affected by global developments and why.
Naturally, there will be differences in views and even strongly held opinions of how we should position ourselves internationally on global issues. In fact, it's a sign of a healthy and mature citizenship to have a diversity in views and opinions. But we must never let our diversity become a source of division. And in an increasingly fractious and polarized world, we must hold fast to what binds us together: a sense of mutual respect, shared purpose, and the conviction that what unites us is far stronger than anything that can divide us.
In a call for unity, Mr. Wong says Singapore's survival and success amid uncertain times will depend on all Singaporeans, the belief in the nation, and the shared sense of responsibility to protect the nation and fellow citizens. He's calling on all Singaporeans to look out for one another and to strengthen bonds of fellowship both at home and with others abroad. And he says that the country must also remain open to ideas, partnerships and opportunity as it always has, because there is no choice.
The monsoon winds are blowing again, but we do not need to cower, and we certainly will not capitulate. We cannot control the global currents, but we can chart our own course with courage, foresight, and skill. So Singapore will continue to be a safe harbor, a global emporium, and a trusted hub for all sides to engage. In so doing, we will ensure that our people can earn a good living and generate products, ideas, and contributions that bring value to ourselves and also to the world. So let us not fear, let us stay united and weather the storms ahead as one people. Let us continue to turn our vulnerabilities into strength. And let us stay true to the spirit that built this nation and ensure this little red dot continues to shine brightly as a beacon of hope, stability, and purpose on the world stage. Thank you very much.